Hello, beautiful people. It's Earth Mother D, and today we're going to be getting a little vulnerable. Today, I am going to be sharing with you my experience with emotional eating. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first. The root of my emotional eating. So it started in childhood. I didn't have boundaries when it came to food. I had a mother who had grandparents who showed their love to her by feeding her and feeding her a lot. And she kind of like passed that down to me. So although it was her way of showing me love, and same thing for my great grandparents, it was their way of showing me love, showing love. You still have to have boundaries with food, right? So it's still a bad thing. I was also bored a lot in my childhood. So for me, eating kind of became like one of my hobbies, one of my passions. So I didn't have much else going on other than watching TV and lounging around the house. I also had a lot of shame around my sexuality when I was younger. I didn't understand my sexuality. I do now. I'm gonna make a video on that because that's gonna be a good one. But there was a lot of shame associated with that. So I would eat in response to that. Also, I was a fat kid, right? And nobody likes the fat kid. People don't really like fat people. So that was just another reason for me to eat. So I had all these reasons to just overindulge in food, and it became my main way of coping that I still struggle with today. So how did I discover that I was an emotional eater and that this was a real problem for me? So there's two ways that happened for me. One of them was fasting. So when I would fast and I would go through situations that were very stressful, I would notice that I would want to eat in response to me being stressed or sad or mad. Normally when you're just eating every day like how you normally would, it's not as easy to recognize that like I'm eating in response to my emotions. More so you would just think like, oh, I'm just eating because it's time for me to eat. Fasting definitely helped me to realize just how much I was experiencing psychological hunger versus like actual physical hunger. And the other thing that helped me to recognize that I was really dealing with emotional eating was the good herb. Okay? If you know, you know, right? So when I would do that, obviously that normally makes you hungry. I would blame it. I would be like, oh, I'm hungry because of the good herb. Not because, I'm an emotional eater and I'm trying to cope, right? So I would normally blame it on that. But with time, I realized like in the past a lot when I would actually smoke the good herb, it would normally be in response to me trying to cope in some way. But it's like me doing that was like a cover up for like the real coping mechanism, which was emotional eating. Because when I would do that, then it's like I had an excuse to overeat now. But then one day I was like, wait, I do this while I'm sober. So yeah, a lot of people demonize the good herb, but the good herb helped me. It did. All right, let's move on. So how has emotional eating negatively affected my life? Emotional eating and just not having boundaries with food in general has had me overweight most of my life. but like in an unhealthy way, right? Because big don't necessarily mean unhealthy, but it's had me overweight in a way that just wasn't healthy. It's burned through my money. I've spent a lot of money on emotional eating. A lot of money. It's like, honestly, I wouldn't even want to see. I would not even want to see how much money that I have spent over the years on emotional eating. I would probably cry and be so depressed about it. I swear to God, because I know it's a check. I know it's a check. I know it is. But yeah, no, I've spent just way too much money on it. It's negatively affected my money for sure. It's caused me to have it's caused me to have stomach problems, bad stomach problems, and just in general feel sick from like just overeating. Like, if you're somebody who has ever just overate in your life, you know how it makes you feel, like on a mental level, on a physical level, like you just feel like shit. So I've dealt with a lot of that, and that has not been fun. It has also caused me to be like in this binge restrict cycle, because it's like I'll overeat and then I'll over restrict because I feel ashamed because I ate too much and I've gained weight. And I'll do the same thing with my money. It's like I'll overspend and then I'll be restrictive with that because I overspent. So it's a whole lot of y'all. It really is. It's really been a struggle for me, honestly. But I'm at this place now where I'm facing it. I'm really facing it. I see how it's a problem in my life, and I'm not running away from it anymore. I'm not, I'm not hanging out with my demons anymore. You know, I'm actually cutting them off now. I'm like, ooh, you gotta go. You gotta go. We was cool for a bit, but then I realized that I was not benefiting from our relationship. It was more like a parasite host type of thing. So that's not gonna work. So yeah, it's a process, but I'm working through it. And I'm honestly like really proud of myself for talking about this, because this is a very vulnerable thing for me. I think anything associated with like disorder or like illness, especially in the mental realm, is very, very hard for me to talk about because of how society looks at it a lot of the time. Obviously, not all of society is like that, right? There are a lot of people who are informed, like me, who can be more empathetic and considerate, and really be able to understand like where you're coming from. But yeah, this is me, bearing my soul. I hope that other people who are experiencing this come across this video so that they can know that they're not alone and that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to get help if that's what you need. But the first step is being real with yourself. Because honestly, the way I look at it is emotional eating is almost like an addiction, right? It's like food is the drug. Because a lot of times when people have addictions, it's because like the addiction stemmed from them trying to cope with something or them not wanting to deal with it. So they're trying to drown it out. So they drink, they do drugs, they have sex, they eat food, they work way too much, right? So that's honestly what it's been like for me. It's been like dealing with an addiction, and it's been tough. And it's even harder. Well, I assume that it's harder for me to overcome this Because like, let's say if somebody is like an alcoholic, or they're just on drugs, they're addicted to sex. I don't know what any of that is like. So I'm not going to say that that's not hard for them. But from my own experience, the reason why I say that me overcoming emotional eating and essentially food addiction, why I feel like it may be harder for me, is because I can't stop eating food. People can stop doing drugs. People can stop smoking. Normally, that's what people are guided to do when they have those types of addictions. They're guided to just go cold turkey. So actually, no, now that I think about it, people who have a sex addiction are actually, we're on the same page, because obviously, them not having sex might be helpful, but like, you don't really have to stop having sex. You feel me? Like, you just need to stop doing it in the way that you're doing it. Same thing with food. You don't have to stop eating food, but you need to stop eating it in the way that you're eating it. You need to change your relationship with food and with sex, right? But like, if somebody's doing crack or drinking alcohol, nobody needs crack, nobody needs alcohol. So it makes sense for them to go cold turkey, and that to be very helpful to them, right? But yeah, so because I can't stop eating food, it's been hard. It's been hard. But so the way that I have been working to overcome this is by adopting new coping mechanisms to deal with my emotions, whatever it is. And that's been helpful. It has, it really has. And it's actually been like very fun and cool to just like learn about new ways that I can deal with my emotions. But it's still been hard because this is something that I have been doing since childhood, literally years. And I didn't really get to this place where I'm like, damn, this is really a problem, Deshauna. You got to do something about this. I didn't get to that point until about maybe literally a few months ago. Dead ass. It's like I had recognized that I was an emotional eater a little while back, but I didn't see it as like, this is a fucking problem until a few months ago. So I really just started like fighting. You feel what I'm saying? I really just started like attacking this shit. So it's been a process, but I know that I can fully overcome it. Now that I think about it, I probably should do some research about other people who are experiencing this. I never really thought about doing that before, but I guess that's because I hadn't really come to this place of, oh, like this is a problem. I have this specific problem, and I know there's other people who have this problem. So this is my story. I'm grateful to be sharing it. And I just know, my ancestors are like really smiling on me, because I honestly feel like this whole toxic relationship with food, from what I know, has been a problem in my family on both sides. So the ones that have passed on, and food having something to do with their sickness, and also just unhealed trauma as well, I know they're smiling down on me because they're like, okay, she's doing the work. She's not repeating these cycles. No, ma'am. She said it ends with her. So, and I'm also just very proud of myself. And if you are dealing with this, I'm very proud of you for even watching this video, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot to even start to consider like, oh damn, I might have a problem. You know, that takes strength for you to start to like really look into it, you know? So I'm proud of you, for sure. I'm proud of us. We doing the damn thing. All right, lovelies. So I'm going to pull a card from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle to end this video. Let's see. What you got for us, ancestors? What you got for us, spirit? Oh, that one? Okay. Ha! Creature of fire. Creature of fire, choose freedom. Because addiction and emotional eating, food addiction, all of that is bondage. It is. It really is. Creature of fire, choose period. Burn that shit to the ground and set a new foundation. Build a new foundation. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's read the little description that comes with it. Oh, and also, I want to add 2 and 4 reduced is 6. So that is symbolizing new beginnings. So we have the fire here, which is symbolizing burning something to the ground and starting anew. So, creature of fire, choose freedom. Number 24. Look at you, riding up on your own white horse. You are a leader. Your vision for personal liberation is clear. Your passion is fired up, and we are full steam ahead. Your enthusiasm and confidence are magnetic. In matters of love, you may not be able to distinguish love from lust, and you may not care. This energy is irresistible. In matters of career, your lust for life is propelling you forward, period. Get ready for change. The moment is ripe to make a shift happen. Absolutely. Okay, so for our ancestral memory, the creature of fire is the animal spirit lion. I'm a Leo, y'all. Oh, so this is definitely me. This is me, period, and I am she. The creature of fire is the animal spirit lion. Okay, so I'm probably not gonna say this right, so I'll just spell it. So it's MBUYANEHANDA. So those are 2 different words. So I think it's Mbaya Nahanda. Mbaya Nahanda channeled Mahandaro, an ancestral lion spirit, in her battle against the colonizers of Zimbabwe. I just completely butchered that, but I hope y'all get it. But that is who this is supposed to be in this card, okay? All right. And then for our ancestral medicine, it says, my beautiful child, sometimes your intense fiery energy can be all over the place. Tell me about it. You are quick to anger, get grounded. Go to nature and put your feet in the earth, the sand, or the ocean. Touch grass. It's great to be bursting with energy, but calm down and take a moment. You're doing too much. Now we're doing too much. The ancestors say, you doing too much. That's true. Being grounded is important. It really is. You can't really get anywhere unless you're grounded. Okay, so the tarot card correspondence for this card is the Knight of Wands, which that makes a lot of sense, yeah. And our declaration for this card is, I am on fire. I make it happen. Period. Well, that is the video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you. Okay, that's why I wore this shirt, to let you know. And I hope that you love yourself. And I hope that you are taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do to have a better life for you and to be a better you. All right? As some of you may already know, I do readings. So if you would like a personal reading, I'm going to leave the information in the description. But other than that, I will see you all next week.